EasyWriter Pro Session 2 teaches you how to create your book. In this video, we will create a sample book. As we go through this demonstration, we can view a number of features. With your software open, click on the My Books tab under the menu bar. Now click on Create button in order to start your book. The Create Book window displays. I will go through some of the processes with a book I am writing so that you can see how to create your own book. When you create, you may want to do a sample, or you may want to take a book that you are actually going to upload. You will want to write and publish a book that has value for your audience, not only to increase your sales, but also enhance your reputation as an authority in your field. In the past, some people got PLR documents and published these to Kindle. Amazon frowns on this and will not publish that type of book, since there would be multiple copies available with different authors' names, and the quality of Kindle books would be negatively impacted. You may want to read a PLR book or two to get an idea, but you need to come up with your own content. Most successful authors write about what they know. If you're not a writer, there are other options for producing a book, including hiring a ghostwriter and other online services that can help you to get a book written. Some people have had a good experience with Odesk to write content once they have identified a subject matter and their own take on it. Remember, creating quality for your reader is important. Now, we will begin by entering a title. I'm going to use my working title, my G+ Hangout Primer. Now, take some time to come up with your title, because it's important that the title grab the reader's attention. Remember, one of the ways readers choose books that they don't know is by the title. Think back. Have you bought a book recently because of the title? Fill in the author box with either your name or your pen name. A number of writers use one or more pen names. An author might publish a fiction book under a different name than a business book, or might use a different name for a recipe book. You might want to determine your strategy for releasing your books. Some authors, on the other hand, use the same name for all books. Next, we will pick a place to save your book. Let me select a location where I keep all my books, Kindle books, and make a new folder called HOA. Right-click and pick the New Folder option. I will now go into the folder and click on Save to save that folder. The book will be saved. The application will save all my work as .doc files in Microsoft Word format. Our next step is to create the copyright page. First, click on the checkbox. You'll need to click on the Edit Copyright, and that will bring up a page where you can make some changes to the copyright that's there. The default needs to be changed a little bit. You'll need to put in your company, and you'll have to change the date. So, if you don't have a company, a publishing company, you might want to use your name or your company's name. Enter something there, and when you've done, click on Save. By default, the chapter will be added to the table of contents. Here's where we really get into the guts of the program. At this point, we're going to begin adding chapters. So what we're going to do is go to the Add Chapter button and click there, and this brings up the chapter editor, or that looks a lot like a word processor. What we're going to do at this point is to go grab some document that we've already written, and we're going to copy and paste it and bring it over and put it into the editor inside the do-it-yourself software. Be sure to select the entire chapter and bring it over with you onto the other. And now we want to paste it into the do-it-yourself software editor, and there we go. Now what I do is I put my title at the beginning, and then I cut and paste it from there up under the title, which is up at the top of this panel. It's really important that you put the title in, because if you don't do that, you won't be able to save the chapter. If when you save your chapter you don't want it in the table of contents, you'll have to uncheck the box next to TOC so that it won't appear. This is useful in things like prefaces and introductions. So once you've done that and you have everything in there, you're ready to go. Now, one of the things that you can do is you can edit inside of here. So if you find a mistake that you copied over, you can take care of that mistake right here in this software. That first chapter I added was an introduction, so I did not want it in the table of contents. Let's go add another chapter. So click on the Add Chapter again, and we have the same screen come up. Go grab your document that you have with your second chapter information in it and do the same thing. Copy and paste. Bring it over from your other document, whether it's Word or whether it's something else. In this case, I did not grab the title, and so I will have to physically put the title in before I finish. I'll paste here. There we go. Everything's there except the title. Now I need to go up and put the title in. There we go. There's the title for my first chapter, that first chapter that will be in the table of contents. And what I'm going to do there is leave it checked for table of contents. Again, I may go in here and do a little bit of editing if I see a problem. This is a wonderful thing about this software. You could write the entire book inside of this interface and not have to copy anything over, and some authors do use it this way, and it makes it kind of easy because you only have to work on a chapter at a time. You don't have to think about the whole book. Next, we're going to add some images. You can get some great images at paid sites. You can search for royalty-free images on the web. You'll find places like iStockPhoto.com, GettyImages.com, Shutterstock.com, and many more. I recommend this if you have a high-quality book. Images from these places can be used continuously. Royalty-free means that you can use them multiple times or pay only once. You can find free images as well. Let's go to Google Images and I'll look for Google Hangouts. Some of these images are copyrighted and cannot be used without permission or payment. So what you can do is go to the settings icon and find advanced settings. I'll show you how to do this. First of all, let's go ahead and look for HOA. Oops, what do we have here? We have a lot of things that are not Hangout on Air. So what we need to do is do Hangout on Air instead. So let's see. Now we have the Google Hangout kinds of things we need, but we need to make sure that we have the ones that are free. So we go here to Advanced Search, click on that, and that will take us to that page. At the bottom, we have something that has image rights. And we want to go there and we want to select images that say that they are free to use or share even commercially. Now the images on top were pictures of people who are doing Hangout on Air, but I didn't know any of them. And the rest of these pictures really don't look relevant. So I'm not sure that that's exactly what we need. We may have to search again. And oftentimes this is what happens when you're looking for images. You have to find the right term to bring the right images to you. So this time what I wrote was Google Hangout on Air, and let's see what we get there. There's a little icon I can use, so let me click on that and go in here, and there's the image and I see what it is, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that image so that I can use it. I need to make sure that this is, yes, this is a free to use, and so I'm going to go down here and copy the image. Okay, and there we go, and I'll grab that image and I'm going to save it, and I'll give it a name so that I can find it. Hangout on Air, save. Okay, and there's one image, and now that's downloaded and we're set. Let me see if there's another image I might want here. Actually, here's another one that I could use. So let me go ahead and grab that one as well. I'm going to go ahead and save that image as well. Okay, and this one I'm going to actually put in the graphics folder. So, and call this, instead of downloading it, I'm just going to copy it over here. There's a couple different ways to do it. In either case, I'm probably going to have to go into Photoshop to work with the images or use something like that to do that. So now I'm ready to put those into my chapter. So I pick the chapter that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to edit the chapter. I click on the edit and go to where the picture goes, and then I will go to the insert menu and click on the inline picture icon. This will, from here, I will go and find my picture, which I have here in the folder. Click on it and it appears in the document. You can change the size of the image by expanding it by grabbing the sides or shrinking it back to its original size. Go to the Home menu and then select Alignment and find the one that is Center, which is the second one over here, and then we will select that, and that will enable us to center the image. We're now going to make a little bit more room under the image by just putting a carriage return there. We want to make sure to save our file often, so we'll go ahead and do that. But what I'm also going to do is instead of actually doing the save, we'll come back and do the save after we put another picture into this chapter. So let's move down and see where that picture will go. We'll go ahead and make a little bit room for it since we don't have a little tag in there. So we'll go ahead and grab our picture, our second picture, and do OK and bring it in and do the same kinds of things with it to format it as we did before. Remember to save both the document and the book often. At this point, we're ready to save our picture. And we need to be sure that we remember to save, because otherwise our changes will be lost. Let's add another chapter. We'll have to go down and click on the Add Chapter like this, just like we did before. And we'll go through the same process that we did before with going to get our document and copying the information from that document into our chapter panel. And there we are, and we're set. And we now, of course, will take the title that we have at the top and add that up in the title section. Let's add some more pictures to this section. Now these pictures that we're going to add are going to come from screenshots. So since I took the screenshots, I don't have to worry about the rights on these because they're my pictures. Let's start with a general picture of Hangout on Air that I took here, and let's go ahead and put this in. Again, we want to size it and get it aligned the way that we did before, and take care of the spacing between the picture and the following line. There we go. Okay, so let's then take our second picture, which is another piece of the Hangout on Air interface, and we'll go get that from the inline pictures from the insert menu. Select that, bring it in, and we're set there. Again, set up the text around it. And finally, we'll go get our third picture here. Inline picture, select that. Well, first we'll take out our tag there, and then we'll go get our inline picture there. This is our final one, and we'll move that and put that in here. Format the size of it, change the size of it, and we'll be ready to add the text where we need to add it, and we'll be ready to go. So you can see that adding pictures is pretty simple with this software. It's really not a difficult thing to do. We can also continue to work on our book inside the do-it-yourself software. And here we go. We'll just add a little bit more information here that we're going to add into this chapter, and we'll save it. And again, we always want to remember to save it. And then we also need to save our chapter so that we don't lose what we've done there. Let's open back up again on this chapter so that we can look at some of the formatting possibilities. From Home, you can change the font size. You can set bold and italic. You can change the paragraph format just like you would in another word processor. So this is a very powerful tab. The Insert tab allows us to insert pictures, as you've seen, as well as tables, hyperlinks, and a number of other things. The Page Layout tab sets the format for the page. The View tab sets the view for how you want to look at it. The Reference tab, it helps us with table of contents and captions. The first Design tab is for headers and footers. The second Design tab formats table styles. Layout is from formatting the tables themselves. And the Format tab arranges text and shapes. Let's edit our book, and that'll bring up the Book Content panel. And we're going to explore the Marketing tab. You'll see that the Marketing tab is just to the right of the General tab. This is where you market your book. This is how you monetize beyond just this one book. You may want to offer some books for free and get a lot of traffic, and then use marketing of that book to sell another book or product. You may want to be linking one book to other books and build a little network. If you give away one of the books for free, you want to monetize it. If you're getting thousands of downloads, this gives you a great opportunity. Let's see how to add marketing links. Click on the Marketing tab, and that'll open up our panels to do the marketing links. You have two kinds of marketing links. One is a call to action, and the other is book linking. And you can either add these at the beginning or at the end of your book. Let's add a call to action to the end of the book. We usually don't put the marketing links both at the beginning and the end. Click Add to add our first call to action. Let's add a link to a Hangout on Air workshop. First we'll put the name in up here, then we'll add a link, which is a URL in this particular case, to take people to somewhere on a website. This is just a fake one. I don't really have anything there. I just want to show you. So that's how we create our first link. When we get done with it, what we'll do is we'll click OK, and there is our first link. Now let's add a second. We go through the same process. Click the add, put in the name. We'll call this one Hangout Resources. And then what we'll do is we will type in the URL. And at that point, click OK. Next, let's add a book link. Again, I think I want to add it at the end, so we'll go ahead and put the end there, and we have the same kind of thing. This time we'll put the name of the book. I've saved the book names and their URLs here on a notepad, so I'll go ahead and first grab the book, copy it, paste it, get the URL, copy that, and paste that as well. And I have my first link to how to use hashtags. Let's add another link to Winning with WordPress Basics, which might be something else that somebody who was doing Hangout on Air might have an interest in. Your links to books should be relevant books, or perhaps there are other books that you've written. In this particular case, I don't have another book that I want to link to, so I'm using these other books to link to, which actually, as an Amazon affiliate, I can also get paid for if people were to buy them from the link. I'll talk a little bit more about affiliate links a little later in this training session, but be aware that this is another way that you can market somebody else's book and create cash for yourself. If I were doing a series of books, there's an option down below to tell what the title and the URL of the next book in the series is as well. So I can really use these links to help market my books, my products, or other people's products. When we finished with our links, click Save to save those as part of the book itself. Now let's take a look at the book as it looks in process. we're going to go, and this will give us an ability to look at it inside the do-it-yourself software so that we can see what it's going to look like for the most part. We just go to the path for that particular file and click on that, and that should bring up a window that will show us our book. What is very cool here is that we don't have to go through anything extra to get there. We scroll through the book and we can see our table of contents, our chapters, some of the images, and when we get to the end, we will see that we have our links there that we can take a look at. Now they need a little formatting. I should have changed the title where it talked about the series, so I'm going to delete that and go ahead and change that to say other books of interest, because this is where we have the other author's books that I want to talk about. And I want to put a space in there, or a line feed in there, and then I want to put another line feed or two. And we want to then type in my title, other resources. I think this will help me because other people will be interested in other resources, and this takes them to where they can get more information about some of the programs that I have. Save this, and we're back to the front panel. That's it. That's how easy it is to create your book. I want to show you a little bit about being able to move things around in the book finally, and that will then finish us up. Let's go back and edit the book again. So we'll select it and then click on Edit. And here you see where our chapters are. Now what's interesting here is we can select a chapter if we want to and switch that chapter around one place or another inside the book. So we can move it up or we can move it down so that the rearrangement of the chapters can happen. This gives you ultimate flexibility if you're writing different chapters and putting them in and decide that you want to move them into a different order. Now I'd like to talk to you a little bit about affiliate links with Amazon.com. You can go to Amazon.com or you can Google Amazon.com affiliates, and you can set up an affiliate account. Once you have your affiliate account, you can search for products that you think are related to your book. In my case, I used a book that I helped edit, the one called How to Use Hashtags. I'm not going to walk you through the whole affiliate process, but I can tell you that if you go to Amazon.com and look for affiliate links, you can sign up and get an affiliate account. I used a book called How to Use Hashtags, which I edited. So what I did is I went and found that book under my affiliate link, and there's some embed code there. And what I did is I took the text that was between the quotation marks, and then I took that over and pasted that in the link instead of the regular book link. Then I clicked OK and Save. Now, every time somebody buys that, based on the fact that they came there from my book, I get a little bit of reward for that. So it could be worth your while to go ahead and set up affiliate links so that you can get paid for people that you sent. The same thing is true for the winning with WordPress. In that particular case, I also have an affiliate link, and anybody that buys that will also send a little bit of cash my way. After we've created the book, we're going to go back to the book info and add that information to the book. Then we'll submit it for publishing at Amazon.com. A lot of people find it hard to get a book formatted for Kindle, but you can see how simple this is. Most of you are already writers or working with writers. Now formatting for Kindle is easy. They get accepted and the books look great. So this tool is amazing, and from what we've seen, there's no other software that we've found on the internet that does this. In building this, the developers consulted with a Kindle expert to find out exactly what was needed for this type of software. He's done thousands of sales on Kindle, Amazon Kindle, and he has it down to a science. This is top-notch and has been tested and works well. In addition, you can monitor your sales from your software. We'll see that later. That does it for this video. We'll join you on the next one to see how to preview your book before you actually publish it on Amazon.